loves, my name is Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing my everyday makeup routine. This is the final look. This is how it came out. I'm so excited to be filming a makeup video for YouTube again. It feels like it's been ages, and it literally has been. It's been well over a year. Girl, I do so many different things with my makeup now, so I'm so excited to be doing makeup videos again. So if you want to see how I do my everyday makeup routine, keep on watching. I have changed the way I do makeup so much in the last year or so, so I'm so excited to show you guys some of my favorite products, some of my favorite techniques. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so first we're going to start with brows. So the first thing I do is I take a paper towel and I clean my brows off. A lot of people say, oh, this brow product doesn't work. It's like, well, maybe because they're slipping and sliding in all the skincare and products in your brows. So I like to start with clean, dry brows. We can brush them through a little bit. And then first thing I'm going to use is my brow gel. I absolutely love the ABH Brow Freeze Gel. I also love the Patrick Ta Brow Gel. And then I also have this Maybelline Build-A-Brow that has a sealing gel on one side, and the gel on this is actually really good. Today I'm going to use my ABH Brow Gel. I think this has been my current favorite lately. So what I like to do is run the product all throughout my brows. I go in the opposite direction. I go down just to make sure that the brow hairs are fully coated in gel, and then eventually brush them up and kind of shape them. And then I like to leave them for a few seconds just to dry off. And then I have this ABH brow tool that has a spatula on one side and then the brow brush on the other. So I like to use the spatula side to just press my brow hairs down to make sure that they stay in place. And then depending on how much time I have, I just like to do the quickest brow possible, just as long as it's clean. It doesn't have to be too sharp. So I'm going to take my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade 5. This is my favorite brow pencil ever. And I'm just going to start by lining underneath my brows first. And then the main thing I try to shape with my brows is the tail, because I have a pretty sparse tail. But for every day, I don't make them too defined. I just kind of fill them in using these motions, just filling it in. I definitely need to groom my brows as well, so excuse that. So I think for every day, that's like cute, filled in, clean, neat. My brows are definitely sisters and not twins, so I'm trying to make them as even as possible, but it's a little challenging. Okay, so next we're just going to conceal underneath. I'm gonna use my Juvia's Place concealer in the shade 7. Just gonna take some of that on my brush. And then we're gonna conceal underneath. It's like my favorite part, so satisfying. And then I always like to conceal the tail as well, just to make it a little bit sharper, like the top and the bottom of the tail. And then I'm just gonna blend the concealer in. For my everyday routine, I don't do anything for my eyes, so I don't like for the concealer that I put around my brows to be too bright when I'm not planning on doing an eye look. Okay girl, because we have time, I'm gonna be a little more perfectionistic with my brows. I'm just taking my Maybelline Build-A-Brow and just filling them in, because of course, as I said, they're gonna be sisters and not twins, but it's giving cousins. Like, it's giving maybe mother and daughter. Like, no, you need to look a little bit more alike. Okay, and now for skin prep, I always start by moisturizing my skin. Today I'm going to use the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. It's kind of like a primer and moisturizer hybrid. I've used a good amount of this already, and this is just the mini, but it lasts so long. So I'm just going to apply it to my face. And then for my other favorite skin prep products, I absolutely love Danessa Myricks. I love like all her products that I've used, but she has some of the best and most innovative, never before seen, never replicated skin prep products. I have been loving her Yummy Skin Glow Serum. I also love the Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. She has these in a huge like shade, not huge, but she has like a good shade range of them, but I just use the universal one to prime. So first I'm going to use my Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum. I have it in Main Squeeze, but I know she has 2 shades and both will work. So I love like squeezing that onto my face. It's so satisfying. And then it just adds the most beautiful like natural skin like glow, because I think some serums kind of make you look a a little too glowy, you know? Next, I'm gonna do the blurring balm powder. And I love that it comes with this little spatula. Before, when I hadn't hit pan, I would literally just rub my fingers in, but that's like a little hard for me to do now. I don't know if that's good to do either, but I love that she includes this little spatula. So I just scoop some of it out like this, apply it to my fingers, and then I like to warm it up in my hands and then apply it to my skin. I like to apply it to the areas of my face that get the most oily. So for me, that's my T-zone, and then also like right here. Next, we're gonna do a color corrector and spot concealing. For my color corrector, I am obsessed with the Huda Beauty Faux Filter corrector. I have it in the shade Papaya, and you use color corrector anywhere you have hyperpigmentation. So I like to apply this under my eyes and then also around my mouth because I have darkness around my mouth. So I literally just apply it like mustache and beard. That's what it gives. So I just apply it like that. And then I'm gonna use a concealer brush. This one is from Sephora collection. It's the Pro Concealer 57 brush. I just use that to blend it in. With color corrector, you don't want to use too much. It should blend into your skin. Like your skin shouldn't look orange after using it. It's literally to correct darkness. So as you can see, my under eye already looks more even to the rest of my skin. And then I do also like to spot conceal my face. I am obsessed with the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. This is another concealer that's like very old. Everybody else has definitely already used this, but somehow I'm late to the party. I have mine in the shade Dark to Cacao, and I like to get a flat concealer brush. This one is also from Sephora collection, but I know it came in like one of their holiday sets, but I know they have another flat concealer brush like this. So I just dip it into the concealer just a little bit, and then I look on my face and see where I have any dark spots. That's mainly what I cover up. I have this one on my forehead I'm just gonna cover up, and then over here we have this little bouquet of dark spots on my cheek, and it literally just erases them. It's literally like an eraser. And then for my everyday makeup, I love a skin tint. I absolutely love the Danessa Myricks, the Fenty, but lately I've been loving this Maybelline one. So today I'm going to be using the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour skin tint in the shade 372, and I love this cute little dropper as well. I know y'all say not to touch droppers to your face, but and then I just try to do like 2 drops, not even 2, like barely 2 drops on my entire face. And then I like to use this foundation brush from Sephora collection. This is the Pro Foundation 64 brush, and I just like to blend it in like so. And the coverage and the finish on the skin tint is just, it's gorgiana. Like, it's so beautiful. Always blend down the neck. And then honestly, girl, I like to bring out the double chin just to make sure everything's blended together. Who cares? The cream bronzer I've been loving lately is the Juvia's Place cream bronzer. I have it in a couple of different shades, but today I'm going to use the shade Cocoa, and I love using it on this ABH brush. This is the A30 brush from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I just press it into the bronzer and apply to my cheeks. Again, for every day, I don't go in super heavy or contoured. I just like to add a little bit of warmth to my face. Always blend upwards, of course. A little bit on my forehead. For blush today, I am wearing like a red shirt. I don't know if you can see. I love pink blush, but I've been feeling red. Girl, there's a truck outside. I don't know why they decided to drive by when I'm filming. Like, that's so rude. I'm using the Juvia's Place liquid blush in the shade Dahlia. This is a beautiful, like, deep red shade. Of course, always wipe off the excess. If you don't know, these blushes are very pigmented, so you have to be careful with them so that you don't apply too much. And then I'm going to blend it in with this foundation brush from Sephora. It's actually to kind of like apply foundation, but I love it for cream and liquid blush. I just think it blends it out and applies it so well. As you can see, we didn't really apply that much, and the pigment is beautiful, like stunning. Y'all know by now, and I have been for years, so you should know. I am a blush girl, so I kind of go in with more blush than coverage person. Oh, so cute. I love blush. I love it so much. It makes me so happy. Y'all know I love a bright under eye, but again, for every day, we're not gonna go too crazy with the under eye, so we don't have to worry about a bunch of blending or anything, because girl, who has time for that every day? I'm gonna be using my Juvia's Place concealer again, still in the shade 7. And as you can see, it is about like 2 shades lighter than me. So it does help to add a little bit of brightness. But girl, I still don't go in light with the concealer, like, no. I'm still gonna apply a generous amount of concealer. While my concealer is sitting, I also like to apply my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. Yes, I have a giant one because it's one of my favorites and I use it every single time I do my makeup, no matter what kind of look. So I like to just spray my face. And then I go ahead and let the setting spray dry down. Once it's dry, then I blend out my concealer. Okay, now that the setting spray and concealer has dried down a bit, I'm gonna blend it out. I'm just gonna use this double-sided brush from Say Beauty. I like to use the bigger end to blend out the larger areas of my face, like above my lip, forehead. It just makes it so much easier because you don't have to use a tiny little concealer brush for your forehead. Like, it just makes it take so much longer, you know? And I'm gonna use the smaller side for under my eyes and around my nose. I love this concealer. It has amazing coverage, but it also like doesn't look too cakey. But if you want to like make it a full glam concealer, you definitely can as well. I also like to alternate between my brushes. I'm going back in with my blush brush and just blending that out. And then I want you guys to remember, this is an everyday tutorial, not a natural tutorial, okay? Because for me, in my opinion, natural makeup does not last very long, so that's why I don't really do it. Like if I want to look natural, I won't put on any makeup, or I literally will only do like spot concealing, like a little bit of concealing under the eyes, like, and some blush. Like for me, that's natural makeup, like a little bit of concealer under my eyes just to cover up my dark circles and blush. Like I wouldn't bother, I don't know, I don't get it. I don't bother putting on makeup if it's gonna be natural because it's literally just gonna slide off my face. I know I said my under eye wouldn't be too bright, but I am going to put on a little bit of concealer just to brighten it up, just to make me look a little bit more awake. This is not going to be like, oh, she has a bright under eye, but like my eyes are bright, my face is bright, I look awake, I look fresh. So I'm going to use the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Deep Chestnut. This concealer is old, but I'm still going to use it. I'm just going to apply it to the corners of my under eye, and then I just blend it out right away. I'm going to use the smaller end of the Say brush again. I don't need this to set. I don't need too much coverage from the shade. And I also like to bring it up to my inner corners like that. And then I switch the sides again just to make sure everything is blended out smoothly. So you see my under, I mean, to me, this is not a bright under eye, girl. I just feel like I look a little more highlighted and awake and alert. Maybe to some other people, this is a bright under eye, but girl, my under eye be white sometimes, literally like white. So now I always set my face with a pressed powder first and then a loose powder. This is key to making sure nothing creases, nothing's moving, nothing's slipping and sliding. So my favorite pressed powder for under my eyes especially is my Charlotte Tilbury powder. I'm sure I've mentioned it on my channel before. This is how this one looks right now. I've gone through like literally 3 of these, and lately I've been loving using like a tiny little powder puff like this for under my eyes, at least with my pressed powder. It's just so precise, you know? So I just gather it up. I don't know why this spins. I think it's supposed to be refillable, but they literally don't sell refills, so I think that's kind of crazy, but I struggle to load it up on my little powder puff because of how little I have left. And then what I do is I get my handheld mirror, I look up into it, and I blend out any crease under my eyes. While still looking up, I search for my powder puff. Here it is. Because if you look down, it's just gonna make your eye crease again. And then I just press the powder under my eye. With this, I mainly target where my under eye would crease. Again, same thing, looking up into my handheld mirror, blending out any creases that may have formed, grabbing my powder puff while looking up, and applying the powder. And then I don't know why I've always done this, but I also just take the powder across my nose. And that's how I set my under eye. First with pressed powder. We're gonna go in with a loose powder in a second, but I also like to set the rest of my face with a pressed powder. My favorite has been the One Size pressed powder. I also really love the Sephora collection one. I don't think I have her here. So for my natural days, for every day, I just take it on a large powder brush and then just press it in. I do like matte makeup, but I kind of go for more of like a satiny finish nowadays. So there is still a little bit of a luster, but I'm definitely not glowy. You know what I mean? Now for my loose powder, I'm going to use the Huda Beauty setting powder. For my everyday looks, I like to use the shade Kunafa. This is the darkest shade of the powder that I own. I don't own anything darker than this. And it's like a yellow banana powder. And then I grab my larger powder puff. This one is from Huda Beauty. I think I want to use my Amazon one though. Yeah, I'm going to use my Amazon powder puff. And for everyday, I'm sorry, I keep like emphasizing this is for everyday, but there is a clear distinction between my everyday and my full glam. So I'm going to take it on the powder puff. It doesn't look smooth, so always press your powder into your hand first. Always do this because you don't want the powder to be patchy when you put it on your face. So doing this will make sure that it's in an even layer. And then what I do is I just press it under my eye. And then for every day, I literally just press it in. I don't completely bake the whole area. I grab a little bit on the tip of the powder puff, again, smoothing it out. And then I just go right where my eye creases and apply it like that. You can bake for many different reasons. For an everyday look, I'm not baking to brighten up my face or brighten up my under eye. I'm just reinforcing the pressed powder to make sure everything is set into place. So this type of bake that I'm doing, just where my eye is creasing, is to prevent creasing. And then I take the brush I was using for my other pressed powder, the darker one, and I just use that to clean it up a little bit if I need to. Of course, we applied foundation to the neck, so you also want to make sure you apply powder to your neck as well. For my powder bronzer, I'm using the NYX Buttermelt Bronzer. At the time that I'm filming this, this is a new product, and I used it once and I really liked it. I loved the warmth that it added to my skin. Usually I like to use my MAC bronzer or the Juvia's Place, but girl, this NYX, I ate with this shade. Like, it's just so cute. This one is in the shade Butter Than You. So I take it on an angled brush. This one is from a Sephora collection. This is actually a blush brush, but I like using an angled brush for my bronzer. And I just press it in like so. Like, it gives me Mocha Mommy vibes. Like, that's what it's giving. So cute. And I like to apply it like this rather than like this every day so that it's more evenly dispersed and less, I can't think of the word, girl, but I don't want to be too like snatched or contoured. I want just to add warmth to my face. I love a bronzed forehead as well, so sometimes I go in a little heavy with my forehead bronzer. And then I'm also going to go in with my powder blush. Girl, I use a different blush literally every day. Literally every day. But today I'm going to use the NARS blush in the shade Exhibit A because this is like a beautiful bright red. They reformulated it and this is like their new formula. And then I just grab literally any random blush brush. This one is from Rem Beauty and I just, oh, I love Exhibit A so much. And one of the most wonderful, beautiful facts I learned about this blush is that Francois Nars, I believe I pronounced that correctly, the person who created the brand, made this shade for Naomi Campbell. Like, how beautiful is that? It makes me smile every time I think about that because that is inclusivity, like trying to make a blush for her that, you know, suits her skin tone and flatters her. I just love that. That's so sweet to me. Okay, now I'm just going to wipe off my bake with this brush from Pat McGrath. And I just like to blend it into my skin rather than sweeping it away. And I think it helps to blend your blush into your under eye better. And then I go back in with my blush brush and I blend the blush towards my under eye just to make sure everything is blended seamlessly. Now we're going to move on to eyes. For an everyday look, It really depends on what I'm feeling, if I just do mascara or if I add lashes. Today I think I'm gonna do like a half lash kind of look. Okay, first we're gonna take care of these eyelids. I like to just blend out whatever concealer is on my lids, and then I take the powder puff I used for my pressed powder and just set my lids. And then I'm gonna start by curling my lashes. This lash curler is from Velour. To be honest, girl, for mascara, I just grab any mascara in my vicinity. Low-key, my favorite mascara though is the Huda Beauty One Coat Wow. I don't even have short lashes for real, but I feel like they never show up as long as they are. Like, I'm just not good at mascara. But this mascara, I feel like it really brings my lashes out. So I'm gonna start by applying this. It really adds a lot of volume to your lashes. I also like to do like a little mascara cocktail. Again, literally whatever mascaras are near me. I'm also using the Maybelline Sky High. This is another favorite. I think this one is pretty good as well. Okay, I think my half lashes are dry. These are Lily lashes in the style Flirty. And I love using a lash applicator. I feel like it just makes my life easier. I do have short nails, but still, like, I just feel like I'm able to get it more precise with the lash applicator. Okay, so for an everyday lip combo, I love like a nice juicy red tinted lip liner always. I'm gonna use my favorite, the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil. This one is in the shade Limitless Brown, and we're just gonna go in. This is like a beautiful warm brown. And then I'm going to use one of my favorites, the CoverGirl Yummy Gloss. I love these lip glosses. This one is in the shade You're Just Jelly, which is this beautiful like berry red shade. And apply that to the lips. So juicy. And these smell so good. Beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. And this is not a pumping gloss, so it doesn't hurt or anything, but I feel like it makes your lips look so beautiful and juicy. Now we're just going to set the face. I'm using my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Setting Spray first. And then I also like to use the One Size on Till Dawn setting spray. No matter what kind of makeup I'm doing, I'm using this because I have such oily skin. Makeup loves to just slide off my face, so this is essential for me. And girl, with this setting spray, you gotta be careful. Cause this, ooh, I have to like move away from the cloud. Ooh. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. And there we have it. We've reached the end. This is my everyday makeup routine. All the products that I used will be listed in the description with the links so that you can purchase them if you want. I highly recommend all of the products that I have used. Let me know what you thought of the look, and also let me know which video you want to see next. Make sure you give this video a like, leave a comment, and make sure you subscribe, girl, because a lot of y'all that be watching my videos don't subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed, girl. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.